it can get overwhelming, and those articles were pretty overwhelming. But what do you make of all this? Let me know in the comments below. And let's put that to one side, but stay in the Batman realm of things. And this is actually a small screen exclusive, so I'm really, really excited to talk about this. And this is that, according to my sources, Timothée Chalamet and Michael Keaton are in talks to star in a Batman Beyond movie, so a film for HBO Max. So this, I did talk about this in a previous article a while back now, but I think back in either October or November, I was told by my sources that that they were making a Batman Beyond series, was what I was told. So now, actually, they came back to me and said no. These are sources with reported links, close links to WarnerMedia. One of them I was able to verify who they are. Actually, a while ago, I've worked with this person a lot in the past, and as again, I'll say full disclosure, I was told that this Batman Beyond project was going to be a TV show. However, it seems as though the information might not have been quite right, which happens in this industry. No, apparently it's one of the 2 films a year that's going to come to HBO Max, and it's going to star, as far as my sources are concerned and aware, it's going to star Michael Keaton and Timothée Chalamet. So Michael Keaton, of course, reprising his role as Bruce Wayne, and Timothée Chalamet playing Terry McGinnis, who is now the kind of young Batman in this universe, which is what Mikey Sutton was referring to in his article that I quoted earlier. So here are the quotes that again, I do always ask my sources whether I can direct quote them, and most of them say yes, some of them do say no. So here's the first quote. Chalamet and Keaton are close to signing on the dotted line. They have been in talks to star in what will be a Batman Beyond feature-length movie, not a TV show like I previously told you. The Batman Beyond film will be released straight to HBO Max and will be part of the DCEU. So when they say DCEU, I'm assuming that they meant like the kind of just DC universe, which is now. We spoke before about whether Michael Keaton is part of the Batman's DCU. I mean, it is quite confusing, but now that they're bringing different Earths into it, I suppose we can just all put it kind of into the same bracket, as it were. But then second source then corroborated what the first source said and said, as it stands, Batman Beyond will actually be a film, not a TV show. It's coming to HBO Max, one of their 2 DC Comics movies a year, and it's looking like both Keaton and Chalamet will be starring in it. Keaton will be back as Bruce Wayne, and Chalamet is being lined up to play Terry McGinnis. Still early days, however, but it's looking more and more nailed on with every passing minute. So this kind of goes back to the article that Mikey Sutton wrote, talking about Michael Keaton not being the DCU's Batman and not replacing Ben Affleck. Let's say that, make it a bit simpler. So he said in his article, first of all, the new Keaton Dark Knight films being planned are true. However, he won't really be the star. Rather, it's the Batman Beyond property that I broke on June 24th on the Lords of Longbox website. At the time, the live-action Batman Beyond was only going to be on HBO Max. However, Warner Brothers eventually felt that this was too commercially huge to stay put on their streaming network. So, I mean, it seemed... as my sources are telling me that it will be coming to HBO Max. The problem, I suppose, is that at the moment, the Warner Brothers is kind of in disarray, especially with what's going on with HBO Max and with the pandemic, the COVID pandemic. So they're prepping these movies, but they're still not sure whether they're going to be coming into movies or HBO Max or day and date on both platforms, which I think might actually be the way they go forward, especially if it is a Batman Beyond movie. So with Batman Beyond, I'm pretty sure it's going to be coming. I think it's going to be day and date on both because, of course, as I've said in previous episodes and on previous shows, there's a massive problem with HBO Max is that it's not available outside of the United States. Which means that people over, for instance, me here in France, or like a lot of the people in the UK where I used to live, will not be able to watch that movie on that streaming service because the streaming service isn't available in the country. And that's to do with lots of different problems they have. I mean, basically, they kind of tie themselves into knots with their contracts, like international contracts, which means that they couldn't just release like HBO Max worldwide, which is one of their big problems. That's why they've only I think they've got almost maybe over 9 million subscribers now. I think they've got a bit of a push with Wonder Woman, but again, they can only have people in the United States. So, what does that mean with these HBO Max movies? Well, what it means is they're probably just going to release them in cinemas over here in Europe and elsewhere in the world outside of the United States. So either they release them in cinemas or they make another deal. Potentially in the UK with Sky, in France, Canal Plus, wherever you are, there probably are deals going on. But I think it would make more sense for them just to release these as movies in cinemas and probably also have them on some sort of streaming service somewhere. But, I mean, it's a complicated situation as far as this Batman Beyond film is concerned. It's a film now. It's not a TV series, which is what I was told before. And it's going to be starring Timothée Chalamet and Michael Keaton. Again, this is... I do trust my sources, but this is still speculation until we have an official announcement from Keaton or Chalamet or Warner Brothers. I will update you on when that happens. And I'm excited about this. This is something that I've been looking forward to for a long, long time. I'm a big fan of the animated series of Batman Beyond. I think it's one of the best Batman properties around. And they obviously know this, which is why they really want to adapt this story. And they've got Michael Keaton now at the right age. They've got a good young Batman in Timothée Chalamet, who I believe is kind of represents something similar to what they're doing with Robert Pattinson, but also kind of different, a bit more. He's younger still and another great actor in the role. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below.